All right, it's busted up, but there's like a little tool, probably a little scraper. It's a uniface. All right, we're back down at the river today. It's rained off and on, not super heavy, but real short spurts of heavy rain today. And the other night, you sat down here with us and there was a little thunderstorm we worked through. Right off the bat here, we got us a little flake and a piece of pottery. We're down here in one spot where all the fire rock is. And one thing that's happened in the last couple days is all kinds of little pieces of cord mark pottery everywhere. So I'm gonna slow down here and I'm gonna look around and pick all them up. There's gonna be some flint out too, and possibly an artifact or two. If there's this much pottery, usually I start seeing it everywhere like that. I find more than just the pottery. So we'll take a look around, see what we can't pick up. Alrighty, so we combed the beach here, and this is all the pottery shards that I found so far. I haven't really finished looking yet. I'm sure I'm going to find more. And we found a bunch of flint too, so it half spalled off cobble. I might have been using it for a scraper, might just be natural. But that's everything we found so far. It's fell out. That probably wasn't here, or at least we missed it last time. So that's a pretty good haul so far in such a little spot. We're going to keep looking. Alrighty. We're gonna go look for morels in a couple other places down the road. But on the way down, there's this stream, and I wanted to look in different rock bars and see if we couldn't find anything. Right off the bat, I found something weird, this little rock with 2 pecks in it. Not sure what that is. We'll take it home and put it in our what if pile. It's a pretty neat looking thing. All right, we got a consolation prize. Old mason jar lid. I always like finding them. So we bust today, at least we got that thing. Alrighty, I'm hoping this thing's whole. Nice little green bottle. I don't know what it is. Might be just a little Brute cologne bottle, but I don't think it's anything too old, but we'll take it with us. A fawn's a fawn. We went looking some rock faces here off the road, and I found that, which will add to the collection. And at first I didn't think it was anything. I got it up and washed it off, and I realized we had a little blade. It's real rough down at the bottom, but you can see where it's worked on this side. It's like a uniface looking blade. And it looks like they might have tried to rework it over here after it busted. But we started finding lots of flint, which surprised me because this rock face, or the set of them, is like a public hangout. People get in there, drink, and there's a fire ring and stuff. And I got looking up on the little ledges because it's kind of like concave in there where the wind blows and water gets in there and erodes it. And I found about a dozen different pieces of flint in there. And I moved some leaves. The leaves are really thick. And that thing was laying almost completely. It's about maybe like a third of it was in the dirt a tiny bit. It was just laying on top. So that's pretty cool. We're on the board for today. I'll let you be the judge, but it looks like it's worked on that side and a little bit on that side. I think it's some type of, it looks like a scraper. It's kind of broke off at the bottom though. We'll put her in the pocket. I'm pretty sure that's a work tool, about 90%, not 100, but I'm counting her down as a find today. We're gonna keep looking through this rock. Alrighty, I think we got a pretty good find right here. This, I'm pretty sure, is a preform. we got that, and we got that other point, and then a possible scraper or two. So we're not doing too bad today. All right, this is everything we found. These are just a bunch of rocks out of the stream. I don't know. That one here looked like it might have had some kind of work done on it, and a couple pieces of flint I found, but nothing major. All of this was laying in different places in that rock overhang. That's a big old piece of flint there. And this overhang is a real sandstony type rock. So these didn't come off the rock that was in there. These are probably spalled off pieces of flint from someone at one point in time trying to make artifacts. That one there might not be anything. But there's a nice piece of flint, chert, whatever. I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, we found a lot of that in there. This one's real neat. I think it's a piece of bone, it looks like. You can see where it's got like the hollow part in the middle. So that was nice to find that, and everything pretty much up on the surface there, because we just moved some leaves and found a few things laying right on top of the dirt. But over here's the things I think might be actual. I know this is, but I think that might be a scraper. It looked like it was kind of worked right in through there. You'd be the judge. That could just been natural breakage, but it reminds me kind of breaks that my scrapers have on them. There's a little piece of spalled off rock I just thought was a neat little piece of flint. A couple little bladelets I found. I'm not sure. I think this might be a preform. I found it down at the creek. And then the find of the day is that's a point right there. You could tell on this side when you look at it. It was a little oval shaped one. They busted it off on that side and turned it back into a little knife. Found a couple glass items too, but right there, that's the find of the day. So it was a pretty good day. We didn't find any morels. My brother did though. We're gonna go back out and see if we can't go on a little trip with him maybe. He can lead us to the glory land on those morels. And but that's everything. Appreciate everybody watching. So we come down to the river and see if we couldn't find anything. It's been just short of a week since we've been down here. Yeah, it hasn't really rained or anything, but sometimes stuff falls in. And like I said, I had a lot of time to kill, so it don't hurt to come down here, recomb everything, because you always find stuff that you missed the last time. So we'll give everything a look. You can see it down in there. I pulled it from back here, but there's a big old piece of cord marked pottery. So there we go, we're on the board already. We'll look around in here, see if we can't find anything else laying here. I wanted to show you something else neat down here. There's a weird wasp, and he killed him a spider. I don't know if it's one of them wasps that lay eggs in a spider's body or what, but he's dragging it off, maybe for a bite to eat or lay eggs. That's pretty cool. Found another piece of cord marked pottery. Here's another little piece of pottery. Yeah, I got a little flint shard piece of cord marked pottery. I think. Here's another little piece of flint. A lot of stuff's washed out. There's another right there. And Douglas each made a neat find. I found this real neat, I don't know if you can see it, red flint. I thought that was pretty cool. And Douglas found a rim piece to a pot, piece of pottery rim. So that's pretty cool. There's another little flint flake. Yeah, this place here's lit up pretty good. We're out to comb it over super hard. Usually when we walk through, we walk up these logs. It's usually too deep to look down in here, but it's not too bad today. And I got down here, I think I found a tool. Looks like it's been flaked. on both sides. Little blade litter scraper. So that's not too bad. I don't know if I've ever looked down in here. I can't remember. If I have, it's been a long time. So I'm gonna have to keep my eyes peeled. There's a busted rock there. See if we don't find us anything down in here. Found that cool little bottle on the way down too. Old perfume bottle, I'm not sure. There's a tip to a scraper or some type of tool. Almost missed that when it was covered in mud. Picked at it, got it up out of there and realized it was a worked on piece. I was just investigating. I was here a minute ago, and like I said, when you backtrack, look good. And I noticed all this rock had fallen out. I didn't see it on the way in. It's not a hole, but it's a busted point. It's kind of almost, let me get it up to the sky. It's almost like it's serrated. And it's kind of bumpy. But yeah, busted off tip there. So we'll have to move some rocks around, look around in here. There might be more. All right, me and Bub's getting down in here. We went up the river today and we're looking for a couple spots just to get in, see if we can't find us anything good. Nowhere special. Just little spots off the roadside people fish and a couple other places. So we'll let you know if we run into anything. Back there got us a translucent broke. Pull it up. That's one of the clearest ones I've ever seen. You can almost see all the way through it. But this is the piece of interest. Is this a murder weapon? Oh, mercy. It's them old pop guns. That'd been cool if it had the handle and stuff on it. Also found a little piece of flint there. We got this hill that's kind of deteriorated in. That's half the reason why this is a good little spot to stop and take a look. And that's while we walk down here, we're going to look around, see if we can't find anything in this spot. All right, boys, Bub's on the board. He found an arrowhead. That's not the kind you think. Little modern one there. Almost looks like a screwdriver on the end. Alrighty. We're gonna keep looking for flint in this hole though. Bub found a neat rock. It's got that real strong crease in it. I don't know what it's busted on the backside. But you can see through there, he thinks it's a sharpener, like an abrading stone or something like that. I don't know, it's neat looking. We're gonna take it home and put it in the what if pile. All right, it's busted up, but there's like a little tool, probably a little scraper. It's a uniface. So we're on the board for today. Douglas found a nice bobbler. There you go. We're almost to the end. That's about the only thing we found, and a couple neat things we documented, but at least we're coming out of here with something. We'll look a little bit more. We got a couple more yards of beach here. You never know what we'll uncover. That's Giddy right here. This one's still in its can, or its lid. But the lid's pretty deteriorated. I'm gonna break it out and free it. Hold this, Douglas. Let's see. All right. It's in good shape. Another Boyd's. Put it in the collection. All right, we have one more little thing we wanted to stop and get a hold of. We did okay. We found a little scraper and a couple pieces of flint and mason jar lid. I wanted to stop in here and get some of these bad boys. It's a little spot. Ramps grow all through here. I saw one time on my route. So I come in here and I grab a little bit of them, not too many. But these are some older ramps, some 3-leaves and stuff in here. So we'll grab a handful of them. We'll take them back with us. We'll show you what we found. I'll show you. These ones aren't very deep in the ground. We're only grabbing a handful. There's probably 300 or 400 plants here. I might take 10. Got Bub with a handful there. I'm gonna grab them maybe one more or two more. Let's see. Let's grab us one more big one. One more decent sized one. And we'll go. Leave a patch till next year. Oh, mercy. There we go. Maybe that one will grow back. I'll let the rhizomes in the bottom of the bulb in. All right. We're out of here. All righty. So here's the recap of the last few hunts we've had. The other day we went down and we just found all this down at our normal spot. We didn't find too much extra. It's that piece of pottery, a couple pieces of spoiled flint. And that was about it. The next day we went and found a lot of good pieces of pottery and a couple nice pieces of flint here. I thought that one was worked at first, but it's not. I found this one and I thought it might have been chipped out on the side there and used as a tool. But the find of the day that day was that busted off point. You can see how worked that is. I thought it was almost serrated. There we go. It'd been a nice one to find whole. But that topped off that day with a find. And then we went up the river the other day. We didn't find a lot, but I found what I think might be a little thumb scraper. And we found a couple mason jar lids in that little bottle. But lots of pottery in these trips, and then possible tool, definite busted point. So that's everything we found in this one. Appreciate everybody watching. Have a good one. Alrighty, we're down here at the bread and butter today. It's been raining a lot. Now this little washout here's been pretty good lately for finding stuff. I found a real bulky piece of cord-marked pottery right there. We'll comb this over real good and make sure we don't pass anything up. There's a female bald eagle. When I was coming in, I saw a bird in a field and I thought to myself, that looks like a bald eagle. It had a dark body and a white head. I don't think it's much. I just saw this laying out. Yeah, just a little worked piece. Look at that weird rock. Looks like an animal's face. I think it's natural, but looks like somebody might have used it for some pecking. That old adage, it fits in the hand. That doesn't mean anything, folks. You have to have signs of wear and use, and I don't know that that's it. So for now, this is just a neat looking rock. We'll leave it down here for somebody else to find. All right, I found me a little friend. Little frog here. Oh, there he goes already. He got away. He don't want to swim too far out there. A bass will end up getting him. Don't want to, just almost lost it. This is one of the biggest pieces of flint I've ever found. It looks like, I thought that was just a natural break. You can see it's almost beveled on both sides there, like they were going to start working that. See those two breaks there? All right, well, I thought we were going to give things a break today, but right after we got done down here yesterday, we didn't really find a lot. A big, huge rainstorm came for a couple hours. Actually raised the river about 6 inches, but it washed everything really well. So I decided to get up this morning and come down, see if we couldn't find anything in the washouts. So we're gonna get looking. I'll let you know if we find anything. Alrighty, got the first find today. You could see where they were starting to work on that side. Some type of little uniface tool, and they never finished it. Or maybe it is finished. I don't know. It's kind of sharp right there. I doubt that it's finished, but you can tell they had plans to make something. Right there we got what I think might be a raccoon skull. Not too sure. We used to coon hunt when I was a kid, but I don't remember what the skulls look like. We're just in here looking here, see if anything washed out from this root bowl. A couple pieces of flint, but nothing else. We're gonna move on. I thought we had us a point for a minute. It's a little, kind of looks like it's a worked out piece of flint. Alrighty, I got her set up here. I couldn't show you the setup because I'd used my knee and both my hands, but found a little trap down here washed up. So if you've never seen these before, basically this piece here is like the pressure. It will bend forward. This little leg here will flip back and these two will come up. So let's see if it still works. Yeah. A little too rusty. Probably needs more pressure. Let's try right here. Oh, we want to get your fingers caught in that. Alrighty, I got in the spot where I found some knocked up flint. I got those pieces there. I got this one. I'm not sure about it. It kind of resembles these little scrapers I found. They're like real steep back here, and they kind of have this nose that comes down a little more gradually. And there's a piece that's missing there. It looked like it had been flat. I don't know. But I found a lot there. Most of them are bigger, about that much, about twice the size or more. But I thought that kind of resembled those little tools that I find up there a little bit farther. Found 3 or 4 like that with that kind of distinct triangle shape to them. So that's a little what if right there. We'll throw those in the pocket and keep going. Alrighty, here's all weekend's finds. Actually, I mean to take that rock out of there. It's just a neat rock we picked up. But we got all kinds of flint. Just big old handfuls of it. Some weird spalled off pieces. I'm not sure what that is yet. Feels like a piece of flint, but it kind of doesn't. It's kind of porous. But got that big weird piece. And it looked like they started to try to put some secondary flaking on it there. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's just a real nice piece of flint. Got all kinds of cord marked pottery here. And you can see the lines really well defined on these. Well, most of them anyway. And then that one's real thick and kind of made a little bit different than the rest. This one here is real neat because it's a real well-defined rim piece. We don't have a lot of those. We do have some. But that was nice to find that. Douglas found that. And then I have this. I couldn't tell if it was off the bottom of a point or what. It kind of looks like someone maybe was going to make a uniface point or make some kind of tool. But it could also just be a piece of debitage. But the find of the weekend, it's not much, but that's a work piece there. I think that's the end to a scrape where it busted off. But you can see where that end there's fashioned up, and then that side there. So, not a whole lot, but not a bad little weekend. So, we brought a lot in off the beach and added to the collection. And as long as I find stuff like that, I'm pleased. So I appreciate everybody watching. Have a good one. Alrighty, here's the old barge boys out there doing their work. It's a rainy night, but we're down here. We're seeing if we can find anything good. Alrighty, there's a couple nice pieces of cord marked pottery. That one is, can't really tell, but it's a rim piece. It's the top. The other one's just a middle segment. But got a couple pieces of flint too. We haven't seen too much quite yet. We'll keep our eyes peeled. Alright, there's a little busted off blade there, so we're on the board already for tonight. We're working our way down. We got that piece of pottery as well. And we'll see if we can't uncover anything else. All right, we didn't get much tonight. I didn't see as much as I thought I would, but we are also moving a little faster. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time in there. We've been in there a lot lately. We did find a couple nice pieces of pottery. That one's actually a rim piece there, but doesn't have a lip like a lot of the rims do. It's just kind of rounded off. And then just a couple more pieces there. A little bit of flint. And I found this, I think you can tell by looking at it's kind of been worked into a little tool. So that put us on the board. And then of course we went in there. I worked at that fire pit a little bit the other day, but everything I found was falling apart. And this stuff here is actually pretty solid now that it's dried out. I let it set overnight. But there is that fire pit charcoal. And it's probably sticking out of the shore, but if you measure straight up to the top of the ground, it's probably somewhere between 6 to 10 feet underground. So, and I'm hoping down the road that we can get it carbon dated. That's the plan for it. Maybe get a time period of when that fire was used. So that will be cool when we're able to do that, or if we're able to do that. And if not, then that's just a neat piece of history there. I got cataloged for that site for my own collection. But that's everything we got. Not a bad night for a quick hunt. I appreciate everybody watching. Have a good one.